It's me again. I'm talking some more. I've written some stuff, so I would appreciate it very much if you hang with me while I read what I've written. And this may take more than one part because I want it to be able to post across multiple platforms. So, hello. My name is Lynn Parsons, and this is my video installment on my life. Thank you for joining me, and I hope my story inspires someone to make better decisions than I made in my life. This is my story, my personal experiences, and my opinions. This is strictly for educational and entertainment content. Pardon my misspeak. This is a personal story and has nothing to do with search and rescue, but it helps to explain how and why I became a human remains detection dog handler. I met my ex-husband when I was 17 and he was 26. Now as an adult, I can clearly see he was a predator. When the marriage ended, he moved on quickly to a 19-year-old, but continued to call me, mess with my head, and threaten me when I did not comply for several years until I deployed to a war zone. I frankly felt safer in a war zone than I did in my marriage. His mother and my mother worked together at the post office and often drank together as well. He'd seen my parents' home and was well aware I was the beneficiary of my father's military survivor benefits. My nest egg was a key factor in why I was targeted. He wanted access to my money and stability. I was smart enough to separate our finances early on. He was a classic homosexual. The first time I met him, I thought he was so handsome. In fact, he had a motorcycle, and that made it even more appealing. I was an avid reader since the age of 9, and the fact that he could talk about Carlos Castaneda sealed the deal. I was smitten. The stories he told about his ex taking away his child and moving to Florida, where he would have to hire a lawyer in that state, were heart-wrenching, and I was too young to realize if he could spend money on partying and buying a new truck, he could hire a lawyer in Florida. He just didn't want to, and child support cuts into drug money. He had no intention on his income going to anyone but him. His stories about his crazy wife and her substance abuse were compelling. I wanted to believe him. I fell right into stories that only work on children. The red flags were there, but damn, he was pretty. While he told others I was chasing him, he continued to mess with me, lie, tell me what I wanted to hear in order to lock it down and start the narrative I was crazy. I would take him books and all my drafting drawings from my drafting and design class so he could use them while building a roof over his mother's mobile home. I was trying to be helpful and participated in building the roof, but he was grooming me the entire time. I taught him to read blueprints then. Thus began a trauma bond that lasted 15 years. Pardon me. He would come and go from my life for 2 years as his marriage was ending, using my place as I had moved out of my mother's house already to hide from his wife and his first drug-dealing girlfriend. He came to see me in both of their cars. The whole time he was physically, mentally, and financially abusing his ex-wife. The mother of his daughter was terrified of him, and rightfully so. The second wife was an addict also, so looking back, he would come to me to hide his drugs from his second wife so he did not have to share them. I became very good at spotting the signs of drug use because I had to do it for my own survival. He ran to me when a drug deal went bad and he had a gun shoved in his mouth, demanding to know where the $18,000 he lost was. He abandoned that girlfriend to deal with the drug dealer on her own. Around the same time, he paid for half the cost of an abortion for a woman who felt she had been partying too much to have a child. She was lucky because he was very clear only schmucks get stuck, and he would never pay child support. For years, he made it very clear that if I got pregnant, he would leave. He told me I would be a welfare queen. He would never toss a ball for a child. I should have run then. I tried to join the military, but I have scoliosis, so they would not take me. I have a heart murmur, which was missed. Oh, how I wish I could have joined the Army. My life would have been so much better. I will continue this in a second part.